Number one, you have to wait in line wherever you go. People tend to let attractive people skip lines. What is that, Chipotle?
Number two, never put women before your purpose. You should always be striving towards a goal, something greater than the pursuit of women.
Number three, you need to laugh more. And I'm not talking about one of these nervous giggles like, I'm talking about owning that deep masculine laughter.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. Y'all know what to do. Get on Amazon, get that pre-workout. After you get that pre-workout, get that post-workout, the electrolytes. Both of these items are on sale right now. This one here, the pre-workout, is going to be 5% off, I believe. 5% off on this item right here. So get that on the post. Electrolytes plus amino acids, BCAAs. That's going to be an 8% discount. So go on there and get that right now. Yeah, so the manosphere right now, man, is going crazy, man. It's like a lot of these so-called alpha males are being, I wouldn't say they're being exposed, but they're being more like looked at and talked about based on their advice to men, you know. I'm going to talk about three guys in particular. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to bash these guys. Like, I think some of the things that they do are good. I think they're good for majority of men that feel like they're maybe below average or whatever. I think the goals for the three guys are a little different. You got one guy who is, he talks about things you should do as being a man. He talks about things that are masculine or that he feels is masculine or what it is to be a man. You have another guy who talks about the same thing. And then you have the last guy who he's more geared towards, you know, getting a relationship. You know, giving you advice to actually get into a relationship. Because I think that should be the ultimate goal, is to find a woman that is good for you. You know, if you're just giving advice saying that you should just go bang a bunch of girls and this is how you do it, you know, that's not sound advice to be given a man, in my opinion. You know, I think that you should have a goal in mind. I think with dating, in both sides, with dating, on the woman's side and on the man's side, there should be a goal. I think the woman's goal, obviously, everyone's goal should be pretty much the same. Like the goal is, the woman is trying to secure a man, you know, to marry or whatever. A man's goal should be similar, to get a woman and be with that woman, with said woman, have kids, whatever, build a family, so that you're raising up kids to be, you know, if you want kids, that's if you want a family, because ultimately that's what we're designed to be here. We're designed to reproduce. And if that's not what you want to do, then, you know, don't listen to any of the advice that they give. But I'm going to talk about these three men right here. You got one guy named, I think his account is FitX Fearless. I think his name is Bismarck or something like that. And then you got another guy, Austin Dunham. And then you got the last guy is How to Beast. I think his name is David. But I'm going to talk about these guys in particular because they both, all three of them kind of give similar advice. You can tell they kind of just feed off each other. They're probably in the same type of business. I think they've done podcasts together, so they know each other. I'll start from the number one guy, the worst advice, in my opinion, to the best, to the last guy. So we'll see how it goes.
How many hours a week do I need to work to be considered a man?
Minimum 80 hours. If you're working less than 80 hours and you call yourself a man, you're joking. And these are the same guys that will complain that making 50K a month is unrealistic. You're not putting that much effort. Of course you're never gonna make 50K a month. Of course that number is so crazy to you. High achieving men understand that what is possible. If 50K a month or 100K a month seems so impossible, this is because you're limited mentally. Poor is a mindset. There are guys who are not making 50K a month or even 10K a month that believe they can. And those are the guys that are gonna achieve it. If you don't believe it's possible, or you look for every reason to believe that it can't be done, you're never gonna get to it.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that that's not a bad goal to have, but you have to think about the majority of men. Okay, majority of men are not gonna be working 80 hours a week. You can't expect people to work 80 hours a week at a minimum. That's crazy talk. You know what I'm saying? And most people are not going to make $50,000 a month or $100,000 a month. And that may not be everyone's goal. So he could just be talking to the people that's their goal. But I don't know. That's a little odd to say to men that you need to be working 80 hours a week. That's crazy.
How much money do you need to make to be considered a man?
If you're making anything under $50,000 a month, you're not a man. I'm sorry. Life starts at $50,000 a month. At $50,000 a month, you can afford to do whatever you want. Everything isn't so much about penny pinching. And now you can take care of your family. Let's keep it a buck. The reason why a lot of guys complain about life is so hard and I got this many kids is because you can't afford it. How much government assistance are you getting with that 1 or 2 child that you got? And then you complaining about life is so hard. Yeah, bro, you could have 10 kids if you can afford it. You're just poor. It's okay. Go make some more money because at $3,000 a month, this is where life truly starts. And you're just not living right now.
All right. So based on his advice, life hasn't started until you make $50,000 a month. That's ridiculous. Come on, guys. Like, that's crazy. That's not good advice to give, man. And on top of that, what he asked him is, how much does it take for you to be considered a man? How much money do you have to make? $50,000 a month? I don't make $50,000 a month. So he's trying to say that I'm not a man. And the majority that are watching this, you guys aren't men because you don't make $50,000 a month. So you get what I'm saying? Like, that's not good sound advice to be given to men. You should be trying to uplift them and help them reach for higher goals, but I would start in increments. You know what I mean? Like $5,000 a month or something. You know what I'm saying? 5,000. Maybe if you make that 10,000, like start going up. But either way, whether you make 10,000, whatever, how much money you make, that doesn't make you a man. None of that he's not even talking about character building, goals, focusing on your purpose, being assertive, being honorable. These are characteristics of a man. It's not about how much money you make. That doesn't make you a man.
How tall are you, bro?
I'm 5'7", 5'8", man.
How is it dating women as a 5'7" guy?
I don't see any difference. As a matter of fact, I didn't realize that height was so important to people until I started making videos on the internet. Because all my life, I've always focused on being well-rounded, being handsome, being fit. But the incels on the internet try to make things that they can't control as their biggest problem. For some reason, it seems like women seem to overlook my height, but it's so important to these guys. And I argue it's because they don't have much else going on.
So do you get more girls than taller guys?
I don't think our heights played that big of a role. Now, I would say being a taller guy, you're gonna get noticed faster.
No, he didn't answer the question.
If you're tall and you're fat or you have no social skills, I don't think that's gonna give you any much of an advantage. Now, I would say this. If you're short, fat, broke, ugly, can't talk to girls, pick where you wanna suffer. I think a lot of guys who complain about their height don't have much else going on, so they latch on to that because that's the only thing that they know they can't control and it's the easiest to blame.
Okay, yeah, some of the stuff I can agree with. You know, I think that some of the men who don't really have other things going on, they try to use their height or something that they can't really improve, and they latch on to that. So they say, well, I'm just too short and I can't do anything else. Well, if you're short, there's other things you could do. You could be more fit. You know, you can change how you look in appearance as far as your physical being in shape. Or being out of shape. You don't have to be short and fat. You could be short, which you can't change, and you could be in shape. You could have some abs or something, or you could be strong. You can get stronger. So that I'll give him that. I think that's something that people do kind of latch on to. And then I think he asked him, like, do you get more girls than taller dudes? And then he just didn't answer the question. I think taller dudes like he said, do stand out. I think that is a something that women like in general. They generally want somebody who's taller than them. So if you're 5'7" and you got a girl that's 5'5", I mean, you're taller than her, so she may find you attractive. The problem is that some of these girls, there'll be a girl that's 5'2" and she's like 6 foot and above, 6 foot, and they don't really understand the difference between 5'11", 5'10", 5'10" to 6 foot. They don't know the difference. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they're calling guys short when they're under 6 foot, and she's 5'2". How would they know you're short? He's not short. He's taller than you. So I think some of these women's thought process about what they want is a little crazy. They want a dude that's 6'5" and up. I've heard girls say that. Like, what does it matter? As long as he's taller than you, I can understand that. Now, if you don't want a guy that's shorter than you, I understand that too. Maybe that's just one of those protective things where a lot of times women want a man that's better than them in all aspects in life, including height. I think if she's short and you're taller, you're considered better than her, in that area, in height. I'm taller than you, so I'm better. You know what I mean? So that doesn't mean that you're better than her and, as a person. That's not what that means. So, yeah, height plays a role, but it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. It's only big deal to those women who make it that way.
Here are 3 weird signs that no one thinks you're attractive. Number 1, you have to wait in line wherever you go. People tend to let attractive people skip lines. What is that, Chipotle? When you go somewhere and you're an attractive person, people tend to give you more favors. If you're not getting these kind of favors from people don't think you look that good, bro. Number 2, women never buy you expensive gifts. When you're an attractive guy, women tend to buy you things of real high worth. The better you look, the more women are willing to go above and beyond to show that they appreciate you. And number 3, no one ever tells you bless you. When you sneeze as a
Yo, I didn't think it could get worse than the first thing he said. If you're attracted, these are what does he say? 3 weird signs no one thinks you're attractive. The number 1 was you have to wait in line. So if you're in Chipotle and they don't let you skip, then you're probably not attractive. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You don't have to wait in line. So you're at the DMV. When you go to pull that tab at the DMV, that shit should say number 1. Like, you skipping everybody just because you're attractive. Come on, man. That's the dumbest thing. Now, number 2 was she don't buy you expensive gifts. That has nothing to do with you being attractive. Like, if you're in a relationship with a woman, you're in that relationship with her. She's not with you because you're not attractive. You're attractive to her. So if she buys you expensive gifts, that's just what she wants to do. Either way, whether you're attractive to other people or not. Like, to her, you're attractive. That's why she's with you. So that's another. And the third one. Wait, what did he say for the third one, man? That shit was crazy.
Sneeze as an unattractive person. Sneeze as an unattractive person. Nobody notices you exist. The more attractive you are, everybody's telling you bless you. Why? Because they think you look good. When you don't look good, no one trying to bless.
So if you don't look good and you sneeze in public and nobody tells you bless you, you probably ugly. You see what I'm saying? This is crazy. This is the type of dating advice that people are given and they feel like that they're qualified to give. This makes you unqualified. When you say stuff like this makes you unqualified to give advice to men about dating. That was the dumbest shit. The third one was the dumbest shit. And maybe he's just trolling. I don't know, man. But that's really stupid, man. Come on, man.
Bless you. Here's how you walk like a man. You walk like a man by always walking, looking in the direction of where you're going. Your head isn't down, it's into the side, it's nowhere but fixated on where you're walking. Your shoulder blades are rolled back. There's a slight swing in your arms. You look confident, you look like you own the damn place, and you're respected. People can notice you walk in a very confident way, in a manly way, and take you more seriously.
So, in order to be a man, this is how you walk. Walk in a straight line and look at the direction you're going. That's the manly advice right there, man. So he's obviously the worst one, man. And I think he's the leading one as far as the dating advice. I think he gives the most advice. Like, this is his thing. The other guys, though, they're more on, they started off as fitness guys, you know, and then they just kind of jumped on the dating trend and helping men, I don't know, I guess get dates or get more women, whatever, yo. But this guy, the Adam Dunham dude, he was a calisthenics dude, or he still is. And I think he's focused back on it because all of his videos are from like a year ago. So he's not really talked about that much. I think he's kind of jumped off the train with the whole men's development in dating.
Here are 3 dating rules that every man should live by. Number 1 is to never go 50-50. As a man, you should always be providing for your woman, and you can do that simply by paying whenever you guys go out on dates, or even splitting out the bills to where more comes towards you, because as a man, you actually should be earning more than your woman. Number 2, never put women before your purpose. You should always be striving towards a goal, something greater than the pursuit of women. Whenever you switch that around and you put a woman before your purpose, women will actually start to resent you, and they will actually lose attraction for you. And last thing, you should attract more than you are chasing. Women chase men, but only a certain type of men, and that is that top 10% man who has all these great things about himself. Something about you has to be better than all the other guys, and that's something else you guys should always be working towards, so that way you don't have to chase if you don't want to.
All right, this guy, he's starting to give, he's a little better. Like I said, we're going to start with the guy from the worst, which I think is the FitX Fearless guy, and then this Austin guy, he's starting to get a little better with his advice. It's a little bit more sound. So, yeah, I think that definitely number 2. I think your purpose should always be first. I don't think you should put women before your purpose. If you put your purpose first, a good woman, a helpmate, is going to follow. She's going to follow because you put your purpose first, and that's going to benefit everyone. As long as you're living a purposeful life, I think that is, you know, the number 2 thing. You know, if you have a religion, keeping God first, being faithful to that, and then the next thing would be your purpose, which is, I believe, that is God's will onto you, you know, to live within your purpose. And you will eventually find a woman that's going to support that. Same with women. Women are they're going to live in their purpose as well. And their purposes change. You know, maybe it might be in a family orientation as far as helping with the kids, you know, providing the love in the family. That might be her purpose for that season, you know. So everyone should live in their purpose, and especially a man. I think it's very important that you live in your purpose. And for this third thing he said is, you know, stop chasing women. You know, just quit altogether chasing women, because you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time. I'm not saying that a bunch of women are just going to come to you. You do have to make yourself available, but making yourself available could just be being in your purpose. You know, you could just be working out at the gym. You could just be working at a work event. I don't know. You could be doing anything, but you don't have to constantly chase women, because you're just going to give yourself a lot more headaches, honestly.
What does being handsome mean? So I would say if you're at least a 7.5 out of 10, you are officially handsome. I feel like a lot of guys cope and think handsome is like being a 6 or 6.5 out of 10. You're cute, but you're not handsome. Like there's levels to the handsomeness, guys. So if you're not officially 7.5 out of 10, you may still got some room you can work. So all these are actually signs that you are handsome. So either women approach you, women come up to you all the time, say you're handsome, women DM you. Getting matches on dating apps is literally effortless. So keep that in mind.
I don't know where the fuck these guys get these numbers from. Like you look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm a 7. I'm a 7.5. I'm a 6. What? I don't know what they're talking about. See, I don't. These parts of the things I don't really understand. You worrying about if you're handsome or not, or cute, as he said. Like I wouldn't even said that shit. Like you're just cute. Just take care of yourself, man. Go to the dentist. Get your hair cut. Line up your beard. Wash your fucking ass. Wash your feet. Wash your body. Smell good. Don't smell like shit. Live in your purpose. Be in shape. Try to get in shape. Don't be sloppy looking. Wear clean clothes. I mean, this is basic stuff, man. Like, you only have to do basic shit to attract the opposite sex. Just be basic, man. Like, nobody's telling you. I don't know what he's talking about with the whole numbers and things and stuff like that. I'm a 7.5. I'm an 8. I mean, I've seen some dudes that to me are just like, damn, how do you get her? You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's the type of advice you should ask him for advice. How did he get her? You know? And he's not necessarily, he may not be good looking, but he takes care of his teeth, he takes care of his hair, you know, he's in shape, you know, he has decent clothes. If you're looking at somebody like that and you're wondering how he got this girl, then it's like you should probably be taking the advice from him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this video, I didn't really understand that one.
Use this one trick to make any woman chase you. That is to indirectly imply that you have options. Here's the truth. Women want a man that other women want too. This is called pre-selection. Now, unless you're incredibly handsome like myself, it's going to be pretty hard to signal the fact that you have other options. So try this out. The next time you're out to eat, the next time you're
This is what I don't like about these guys who, you know, they start getting money and stuff and they just start, unless you're incredibly handsome like myself. That's a crazy thing to say, man. That's usually something that women say. I hear women say stuff like that. They just think that they're very, very pretty and and I think that's okay. If you think you're good looking, you know, but incredibly handsome is a weird thing to say about yourself out loud. I think, you know, you may think it, but yeah, that's a little weird. Let me go back and see what else he said. What is the first thing he said? Oh, it's making them think that you have options. See, I wouldn't even go into the whole doing the whole tricks and stuff. Like, that's playing games and stuff. I mean, relationships are games anyway, but yeah.
and that other women want too. This is called pre-selection. Now, unless you're incredibly handsome like myself, it's going to be pretty hard to signal the fact that you have other options. So try this out. The next time you're out to eat, the next time you're doing something fun and adventurous, don't show who you're with. Instead, just show you doing the activity, or maybe just show the plate of food, and maybe sneak in the other plate too across the table, but never show any hands, never show any body. And if a woman is checking in on you, that'll make her mind wander. Who is this guy with? And their head usually immediately goes to the opposite sex. Then from there, if they like you, usually they'll reach out or even confront you and ask you, who you with? But remember, only use this strategy for good, because with great power comes great responsibility.
Anyway, yeah, this is I think that's more for advice for dudes that's just trying to like sleep around and get a bunch of women. I don't think that's good advice for somebody who's trying to get a relationship with someone. You're trying to make someone jealous and you want a serious relationship with that girl. I don't think this is the right way of going about it. But for Select, I do think he is right about women wanting a man that other women want. I don't think for a lot of women, I'm not going to say majority because I don't really know, but a lot of women are attracted to the same type of guy. You have the same percent of this type of man that's banging all the girls. You know what I'm saying? Like that means a lot of women want him. So if a lot of women want him, then he must be good. You know what I'm saying? He must be good at something. And I'm not talking about like in a sexual sense or anything like that, but sometimes they think like, why does everybody want this guy? I want him too. But then you have the other people that don't. Some women don't like that. They don't like when everybody wants you. You know, so it's not for everybody, but for some people that might be true. So now we move on to David, How to Beast. He starts giving more sound advice because he's actually married, and I think he's expecting a kid as well. So his advice is more geared towards getting a woman and retaining a woman, you know, whereas the other two guys were more geared to dating a bunch of women, you know. So out of the three, he's probably the better one, but they all kind of started out the same. They were all probably like goofy dudes when they were younger. They didn't get no girls. And then, you know, they got into some money and they cracked the code. A lot of that stuff is the money that they earned that gained them the confidence. So it really wasn't about the money. It's about the confidence. Because they earned so much money coming into this YouTube space and everything like that, they became more confident. So if you take out the money part and just have the confidence, that's probably the key. Now, the money thing is going to back up everything. Now, if you already have confidence and then you get money on top of that, I mean, you really don't need a lot of this advice, I guess, you know?
Here are the top 3 OF models that you need to subscribe to today. None of them, bro. How sad is it that men are literally paying women money just to message them back and create this fantasy that they're dating? And look, I've met girls who do OnlyFans. It's not even them messaging you back. It's some dude who manages their account. But it all starts with us. If we did not praise women for this thoughty behavior by following their accounts and liking their photos, the behavior would slowly stop. Humans respond to their incentives, and right now women are being incentivized to do this. They can make a whole lot of money, get a whole lot of clout. The bad news is that most men are beyond saving. They're going to keep simping, and that's going to continue to encourage this type of female nature. The good news is that means it's actually easier to separate yourself from the masses of men who are falling for this trap. Stop lusting over IG girls and scrolling through your Discover page all day. Take that energy and put it towards training in the gym, improving yourself, leveling up in your career, making more money. We can't control all this other chaos around us, but we can wake up every day and make the best decisions for ourselves.
Yes. So there's really nothing I can say that he said wrong in that post. I mean, I think we are in this era right now where men are just lusting over these women that they can't get, and they're paying them too. They're making them rich. They're making them rich and then complaining on the back end about how much money they don't have. You know, if we were to stop allowing ourselves to pay all this money towards the degenerate behavior, then they wouldn't have funds or they wouldn't have reason to continue to post. There's no reason for them to do what they're doing. But as long as we keep enabling ourselves to pay for these women and lusting over these women, they're going to keep doing it. You know, there's a business, there's a market for it. You know, same as strip clubs. As long as we keep going to strip clubs, strippers going to keep showing up. You know, nobody's going to show up to places where nobody's paying. So as long as there's a need for it, you know, men are going to feed off of it. You know what I'm saying? So in his advice right there, for the people who don't want to keep doing this stuff, then you're going to take that advice and maybe you'll stop. Hopefully you'll stop, because you're going to separate yourself from those type of men.
Do you really think your future wife is at a bar or a club on a Friday night getting sloppy with hundreds of men approaching her? Nah, bro. Not only is that type of girl not wifey material, but who actually enjoys getting sloppy and wasting their money and time and sleep at a club? Not me. So if you're struggling to meet the types of high quality girls that you want, first of all, stop wasting your time at bars and clubs. Second of all, ask yourself, is the type of girl who I really want going to be into the type of guy that I am? If not, you got work to do. And third, start actually spending more time in the types of environments that you enjoy being in. I love working out, and I've met a lot of my past girlfriends at the gym. Crazy, right?
Yeah, not too much wrong there either. I would stop wasting my time too on going to bars. But look, let's be honest. Like, when you're young, and he's probably in his 30s now, you know, and again, he's speaking from a point of if you want to eventually get married, if you want to find a woman for long term, that's more what he's speaking to. He's not really speaking to the people that just want to go out there and bang a bunch of girls. Because if that's what you want to do, then you're just going to have to keep going out to bars, going to clubs, because that's where they at. That's where they're at, and that's where you're going to get. That's where you're going to find them. You know, yeah, you can find them in the gym too, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, dating apps and shit like that. But if you just want to mingle, you're young, 21, 22. Yeah, man. I mean, go party, man. Go party. I would say go party, because this is the only time you're going to be young. But at the same time, if you're smart, if you're 20, 21, and you want to focus on, you know, earning a living, a good living, then that's the time to do it. Because by the time you're 30, you become rich. You're ahead of the game, because most of men, if they start focusing, depending on when they start focusing, they don't get rich until they're like 40, 50, you know, mid 40s. You know what I'm saying? So it's in your best interest to focus, so that when you become 30, you can still go out there and party. You could party while you're young too, but just don't make it like crazy, man, because you're going to end up dealing with women that you either regret or, you know, just situations that you don't want to be in. So that's more sound advice to me. That was good advice.
Here's why you must put women in their place.
To put it bluntly, if you do not put your girl in her place, she's not going to respect you, because here's the fact. Women think that they want to be the leader in the relationship, but if you let that happen, she's going to grow tired of the relationship and find a guy who will put her in her place.
We actually like having boundaries, but it's on you to set them. And if you don't set them, she's going to keep pushing the envelope to see how far she can go until there's a boundary. And if there isn't one, she's out.
So yeah, that could be good advice as well. I think women do want boundaries, and if you're not somebody that can set those boundaries, then she's not going to respect you in the long run. You know, if you just let a woman do whatever she wants, then she is going to do that. She's going to do whatever she wants, and I think that's the leader role in a relationship. As a man, you should want to lead, and you should want to lead her in the right direction, because if you don't, then she may go astray. You know what I'm saying? Some of these girls are in the OnlyFans industry or in the corn industry. I don't know if you're even allowed to say that. If you're in that industry, a lot of them didn't have proper father figures in their lives. And if they did, either they didn't care or they just weren't leading them in the right direction. So when she goes to find a man, she doesn't know how to find a good man to lead her, because she never had that to begin with. So, yep.
Here's some harsh truth that men need to hear. Your life, it's not okay, bro. If your body is out of shape, that's not okay. If you're broke and working a dead-end job, that is not okay. If you're still living at your parents' house, guess what? It's not okay. As humans, we want to rationalize that everything's okay. It's okay I'm still living in my parents' house because I don't have to pay rent. I can save up money. My mom does my laundry. It's all right that I'm not in shape because I'm working a busy job, grinding up my money. I don't have the time to make it a priority. But when you tell yourself it's okay, what happens? It's an excuse not to take action and fix something that's clearly wrong in your life. So start telling yourself it's not okay. This shit needs to be handled yesterday.
Yeah, some guys fall in that trap. Some people in general just fall in that trap of just doing the bare minimum. And in my opinion, if that's what you want to do, then that's okay. There's nothing wrong with doing the minimum if that's what you want to do. Now, if you're not happy with your life and you want to be more, then you're going to have to do more. That's just simple. This is simple stuff right here. If you want to be more, you have to do more. If you don't want to be average, then you have to do more than the average person. That's simple stuff. So if you don't like working a 9 to 5, then you're going to have to do more to get out of that 9 to 5. And on top of that, there are people that are in 9 to 5s, and some of them people look down upon them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't look down on people that work a 9 to 5 to work a regular job, because you need people like that. You need people in the world working. Who is going to work? If everybody's a boss, who's working? Everybody can't be a boss. Everybody can't be a millionaire. There's some people that need to work. And that's okay. So for him, I think he's talking to the people that are not satisfied with their lives. So if you're not satisfied with your life, then do something about it. Plain and simple.
3 things that make men more masculine. Maintaining masculine frames. This is when things are not going right in our life. In these situations, we need to remind ourselves, I have to stay focused. I have to stay calm. Because all too often what we do is we lose our cool. If we have a girlfriend, we put it on her. We blame her for the shit. Or we just feel like things aren't fair and we stop trying for a little bit. That is weak energy. You're falling into a bitch mindset. Catch yourself. Cut it out. Number 2 is delayed gratification. When we're on the way up, we need to fight the urge to make our life more comfortable. Maybe you can finally afford that Audi or that Porsche. Don't buy it yet. Not only is living below your means financially smart, but it helps you maintain mental toughness and keep the mindset of, I still got more work to do. And number 3, you need to laugh more. And I'm not talking about one of these nervous giggles like, I'm talking about owning that deep masculine laughter. That one was forced, but you know what I'm saying. Whether you're telling a joke or someone else says something funny, be okay laughing. That helps us stay at ease and not worry so much what other people think. Not to mention, when you laugh, it feels amazing, and other people start to absorb the energy around you.
Yeah, like I said, he gives a little bit more sound advice. Yeah, I think that's a good masculine way to be, is to be mentally focused on your goals, be mentally focused on your passions, on your purpose. You know, so that's part of being a human being in general, man. It's not just being a man. Like, same with a woman. You need to focus on where you want to be, you know. But as far as a man, even the financial advice is all the things that you want to get. Maybe you're able to maybe you're able to afford this brand new car, but don't get it just yet, because you don't know how long this is going to last. You want to make sure that you're being financially responsible and not living beyond your means just because you're making or earning money. So be mentally focused, be financially responsible. And I think the third thing he said was like laugh more. I mean, that's kind of a given. Just live life. Like, you don't have to be serious all the time, and have fun but be focused at the same time. So yeah, we started out with the first guy, the FedEx guy. I think he just gives ridiculous advice that's not really sound at all. And then you have the other guy, the Adam Dunham dude. He's a little bit better, but he's still kind of on the same thing as the FedEx dude, but he's a little better. And then you have the How to Beast dude who gets a little better as well, and he's more focused on actually getting a relationship, which I think is good. I think that's good. It's going to make your life easier. I'm telling you, when you're out chasing a bunch of girls, man, it makes life more difficult, especially if they're not bringing anything, any value to your life. Now with this How to Beast dude, he actually got married to this girl, and he people were talking shit at one point too, man, about she's a gold digger and this, that, and the other or whatever, because she doesn't work. But he used it to his advantage. Like, he uses her to his advantage. She brings value to his life because he makes content with her. He does these little videos with her. She does her own videos. You know, she records for him. She's basically a helpmate for him. So he's continued to live in his purpose, and he uses her as a helpmate, which is great, which allows her to be feminine and not worry about finances. And I believe she's pregnant now, so she don't really have to worry about any of that other stuff that men have to worry about. So it kind of evens out, and he's able to take care of the bills and whatever. He's able to support her in that way, and it just kind of works out. Now, everybody's life is not going to be like that. Some of y'all are going to have to work. You and your woman are going to have to work. You know, if you guys are both earning money, then a lot of you guys are going to have to work. For me personally, I want to be able to afford most of the bills, you know, so that she doesn't have to worry as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? That way she can be focused on other things while I focus on the things I need to focus on. And I think that's a good strategy for a lot of healthy relationships to be in. It could work the other way around. It could. Is it optimal? I don't know. Sometimes when women earn more money than the man, they feel like they're in a superior position. And some men actually feel like they're in an inferior position. And you don't really want to feel like that. That's not healthy to feel like that. But if the roles are reversed, you kind of feel better about your situation. You kind of, because it makes it seem like you're playing these male and female roles the correct way, according to us now in this era, you know what I mean? And before, that's kind of how it started out. So it works better. It just is what it is. But it can work the other way around. You could have a situation where the woman earns more and her not feel like that she's superior. The man still has he's still the authority figure in the family. It does work. So don't just think that you have to earn a bunch of money. You have to earn a lot more than a woman. You guys could be on the same playing field, but I think when the ego gets involved, it may not work as well as when the man is paying more of the bills or earning more or whatever. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about these guys, about these dating advice. Do you guys think it's helped men, or you think it's hurting men? Let me know. I appreciate you guys watching. This is Hump Day Wednesday. You know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all watching again, man. See you in the next one. Peace.